Good morning, everyone. This is going to be the explanation of class number 1 that corresponds to the lesson plan number 8. So let's get started. The first thing to mention is the topic of the class. The topic of the class is the 4 different types of conditionals and their uses according to the time and the information that the speaker wants to communicate. The aim of the class is to use the simple conditionals according to experiences, wishes, and dreams that students may have, and which are going to be the activities during this class. Okay, number 1. As an opening, the teacher will present the following video. Let me share the following video to make sure that the students can connect with the topic and they can also bring their prior knowledge to their minds to participate and to have a very good environment to develop the class. Okay, so this is going to be the video. Let me show you just a part of it because as you can see, it's not long, it's 3 minutes video, it's a 3 minutes video, but just to show you the structure of the video.
Today, you're going to learn about conditionals 0, 1, 2, and 3. The zero conditional. We use the zero conditional when we talk about facts or things that are generally true. So, how do we form it? In the if clause, you have if or when plus present simple, and in the main clause, you have present simple.
Okay, as you can see, the video is very useful because it emphasizes the structure of each kind of conditional. So that is what I consider that is important to show this to make them analyze the structure and then to give examples using each conditional, of course. Okay, then comes activity number 2. As a warm-up activity, there's a game that is called Pass the Pig. And this game, the aim of this game is to reinforce and to use the conditionals that they have already checked. Pass the Pig game consists in the following thing. You must tell the students to stand up and form 2 lines into different teams. And one item is going to be thrown, and of course, the first student on the line must catch that object. The teacher calls out the beginning half of the conditional, and the first student that catches the ball, has to complete that conditional according to the structure that they have seen. And then that student will throw again the ball or the object, because it could be any object, to the next person on the line, creating a different conditional. It could be starting with a new one, or ask that person to end or to change the ending of the conditional. As you can see, students will be able here to apply their knowledge, to learn, to have fun, to warm up, and also to break the ice, because sometimes at the beginning students do not want to participate. So this could be a good tool, a good game to make them feel comfortable. The next activity to be developed for this class is to present a chart. Let me show you the chart. And by showing you the chart, I have to mention that this is the way that the teacher will be modeling some examples, not just by showing them information, but also reading and ask them to give their own information, their own examples. Okay, as you can see, you have here a chart in which we have the main conditionals. Conditional number 0 is not included here. However, we can also mention them. So what the teacher can do is to make them read, or she or he can read the conditionals, right? Let me share again with you. So the ones that probably the teacher will read are the conditionals 1, 2, and 3. We have here some examples, right? I save enough money. If I save enough money, I will buy that mansion. Conditional number 2. If I saved a lot of money, I would buy that mansion. And finally, conditional number three, third conditional. If I had won the lottery, I would have bought that mansion. So those are the examples provided by the teachers, by the teacher to model to students. Next activity. Once the topic is introduced and explained, students now have the chance to perform a talent show. A talent show in which the class is going to be split into groups and they are going to perform a song. For that, of course, they will have enough time to write the song, maybe to add a rhythm to the song, and finally to present it as a game. It could be in a talent show in the classroom. So the creativity is going to be there, and students will have maybe to analyze, to check back in their notes, to check again the video, maybe to ask teacher, and finally to have something that follows all the instructions given by the teacher, and the idea is to present these conditionals, the types of conditionals. Once they have done this, they are asked to present with their team a summary of this topic using, it could be any digital platform. I included here in the planning the platform Canva. That is a very good digital application with a lot of different templates in which you can introduce the information to make a presentation. I decided to include many digital tools because we need, as teachers, we also need to develop that kind of tasks in order to be working with the students and to make them feel comfortable by using the technology as well. The guided practice will be considered the part in which the teacher is allowing them or allowing the students to give examples by using the chart as example. But teacher can also use, let me share, a teacher can also use some templates to compare or to complete, to be completed, like this one. Let me share, like this one. As you know, we must work with the students in order to reinforce what they have learned or the topic that we're talking about by using many other tools. Writing, developing the writing skill is very important. Most of the students, or even most of adults, we have a very not an intuitive form. It's a very visual. It's a very visual way that you we get the information. So in order to pass that information from our head, from our mind, to or to turn it into a productive skill, we need to write. We need to practice the same way that probably you have heard that math, the only way for learning math is to exercising. It's the same with the second language. It's not our mother tongue, so we need to make them practice as much as they can. So as you can see here, we have a very simple worksheet, but at the top you have there like a summary with examples and with the structure. That is the most important part, and that's why I chose this, because it has the instructions at the top, so students can go back and check if they need to, or they can just apply what they have learned. There are some students that they don't need to check that. In the case of those that maybe their learning process is slower than the other ones, they can use this like a backup. Okay, as you can see, you have here exercises to complete the blanks. You have to read, you have to analyze, you have to identify which kind of conditional suits in each of the sentences. Finally, it's important to mention that independent practice um, will be covered when we're asking the students to write a song using the conditionals, the three types of conditionals. They will take this activity as a challenge. We need to consider that competition sometimes leads the knowledge to a different level because it motivates the students to have better results, to test themselves, to challenge themselves. And also the other activity that is considered independent is the worksheet that I just showed you. Finally, the assessment process. As you can see, I asked the students two different activities that both of them must to be evaluated. You can use here in this point of the class maybe a rubric and show them or share with them before asking them to write the song. In that way they will be aware of things that the teacher is expecting from them and all the criteria that they need to cover to fulfill the activity. Finally, the closing activity could be to recap students and teachers together to recap the information that they have checked, they have learned, and as a follow-up activity. It could be as a homework or maybe an activity for the next class. Could be to make them record a video, a short video, with the song that they wrote. And in that way, they can also interact with the other ones in the team. And finally, it's important also to mention that the four skills are developed: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Listening, and when they are able to listen different type of conditionals, whether in the video or by the teacher, or the examples given by the teacher in the modeling phase of the class. If we talk about speaking, students will be able, they need to use the conditional when talking with their friends or just when they are writing their song. The reading skill will be covered uh, while they are having a conversation or they are reading or looking for information about the topic, or just when they are writing or completing the gaps, the exercises with gaps, they are also using that skill. And finally, writing, that here is the most important or the most visible skill that is developed when they are writing, analyzing, and trying to put together all the conditionals in order to have a final product that in this case will be a song. So that's it. Thanks for your attention.